Hi. In my last video I made a mold out of plaster. Jumped in, tried to make it out of cardboard. It worked quite well. I was quite pleased with how it came out in the end, but it was a pretty crude mold and I wanted to improve my ability to do this. So I'm going to try these things. I'm sure you've seen them before where you can clamp together. You can find other information on it. And I made a few small ones too. In this video I'll see if I can figure out how to make another mold, perhaps a little bit better this time. I did a little sculpture of an evil pumpkin having a lobster boil. I used a roll of packing tape in order to make the pot nice and round with a little less effort. And this is what I hope to produce and make it into a little candle holder. When I designed it, I thought I could get by with a two-piece mold, but after looking carefully at it, I pretty well need a three-piece. I'm using ceramic clay to frame out the figure while I do the casting of the plaster, and it's a bit wet, so I'm drying it out a bit here. I'm trying to leave about an inch of space between the figure and the wall, so the plaster will be an inch thick at that point. He will be filled from the top, so that's flat against the wall. This time I went to extra effort to make it nice and smooth and flat where the plaster will be joining onto the other piece. I also added a groove all the way around just to make sure there'd be no leakage. The ability to take the mold all apart, clean up everywhere that you need to and get ready for the next step really makes this method a lot better. Getting the boards tight to the existing plaster was a bit tricky. So 2/3 of the mold is made, and again that ability to just take everything apart, clean it all up and get ready for the next step really comes in handy. I sealed between the board and the plaster with some modeling clay that I had, some kids modeling clay. And I should mention that I use Vaseline on the plaster and on the boards to keep the plaster from sticking to the previous work. Well, it certainly looks better from the outside. Now to see if I can get it apart. I think the smoother surface on the plaster makes it a little easier to get apart than what I had before. Well, it seems to have captured the detail. I ended up trimming the plaster a little bit where there was some places of undercut that was trapping the clay. Well, you gotta admit, it looks better than the first try. I experimented with using heat to dry it more quickly, but it causes problems very easily, so I switched over to just using fan to circulate the air. I think on the next one I won't make grooves into the plaster. I found it made it a little harder to get it apart. I think I'll just make some registration points. The smooth flat surface seems to seal very well. I don't have any trouble at all with it leaking. Yeah, I think it turned out alright. Thanks for watching, and if you find this stuff interesting, hopefully you'll subscribe. See ya.